Here we are. It is October 13th, but it's a Thursday. It's not a Friday. So I wonder what random statistic I threw out on the last one. I probably said I was like 60% done. Now we're like 75% done. Oh, nose itches. We have wrapped 2 of our 3 main characters, and we've wrapped our Hummer, which is arguably one of the characters in the movie as well. My wife Erica is one of the characters. She's been wrapped, which is good because she's busy. And Mr. Mitch Landry is another one of our main characters. Been wrapped. I don't think he's too excited about that. But his big scene was this past Saturday, and it was pretty cool. I can't really say a lot about it. It's a very spoilery scene. But this little shot behind me is a little teaser from it, and that's about all you're gonna get. Hold on. We've got, this was what we had left to film. This is what we had left to film when I did my last production diary. And we have since done this, and this, and this, and this. Ooh, and this. Hold on. Oh, this is cool. I can cross it off on camera. I probably shouldn't show that in focus so you don't know what's happening in the movie. But this little thing I circled that we forgot to get, I got that too. So now all of this up here has been done. Which leaves this, which we're doing on October 23rd. This and this, which are gonna happen maybe next week. I'm hoping for next week, but I haven't really done a whole lot to make that happen. And then we have to do, there's a monster on the back there for a music video we're working on. We have to do this, and then Cameron, our main character, will be done, and then we just have these little 3 little flashback things that he's not in, none of our main characters are in, that we're doing last, which this probably won't happen until November. The main thing is to get Cameron, our other main character, wrapped by the end of October, but also I don't want to be making this movie forever, because we got other things to do, like a music video we're shooting in 2 days, the monster costume that I had to build this week that we've had to lock in locations and cast people for. So it's like making multiple movies at once. I think that's out of focus now. I guess there's not a lot else to say. Let's see, we started July 4th to August 4th to September 4th to October 4th. We're over 4 months in on this project. It'll probably be at least 5 months before it's all 100% wrapped. Definitely by 6 months, which is crazy. That's crazy. That's really crazy. Because our previous films have been, Getting Outer Space was like 13 days. And then Paranormals was like a month and some change. I still haven't been, I don't think there's necessarily been more shoot days on this shoot than either of those. Like we've probably done, if I add it all up, we've probably done like 2 weeks of shoot days. And none of those have been like 12-hour days or 14, like none of those have been full days. At most, we're filming like 4 or 5 hours a day on our busiest days. The hard thing is that we just don't we don't really have a crew. We don't really have a producer. We don't have a sound guy. We don't have like casting director or location scout. Basically, as we cross things off and something comes up, it's like, okay, I'm trying to shoot this next week. Wait, I need a person for that, and I need a place to shoot that. Got new business cards. Whoa. Whoa. They got a little like orange. They're thick. They got an orange core. But it's just hard to do a lot of stuff back to back to back to back. Got a documentary feature that's premiering next month in like a month and a week, like 5 weeks. That's another thing that I've been doing the whole time I've been making this. I think I mentioned that already. Could put out a new reel today, I think. Just keep an eye on our channel for that, because we have to do a little bit of self-promotion to try to get some work. I feel like I need to say something like inspirational or deep about what's going on, but I'm still kind of brain dead from it all. I mean, we have shot 1, 2, 3, 4 days worth of stuff since I last did one of these, so it's progress. Making movies is hard. Making features is hard. You know, I feel like it's supposed to get easier the more you do it, but it's gotten harder for me. I think because I started doing them so young, that it was, you know, relatively easy to make a feature first year out of college when you're, you know, my parents kind of helped me out, gave me a year off, and that was my goal. I did it within the first 9 months and then got a job. And we didn't know what we were doing at that point, so it was there's more of a energy to it, I guess. I was like, we have no idea what we're going to do, and let's just go for it and see what happens. Then our last feature, Paranormals, is basically rushed because like we didn't know if we were all going to be around to make a movie again for a while. And so we're like, okay, well, let's make a feature. Also, I always have, anytime I finish a film, I immediately feel like I need to be moving towards the next one. And in the case of the Paranormals, I had made a feature we shot Getting Outer Space end of 2009. I didn't release it till 2011 because it took me about a year to do all the posts. And then I made a short film in 2012 and a short film in 2013. And by the end of 2013, I was feeling like it was time to make another feature because I wasn't too enthused about the shorts I'd made. Both the shorts I made were ideas that I wanted to do features for, but tried them as shorts. And both of them I felt like I could have done better if I pursued them as feature. And one of those was Clowns and Robbers, which is exactly what we're doing right now, is making it a feature. So by the end of 2013, I kind of had that itch, and some friends were leaving, and we're like, okay, we got to make something. Let's figure out something to make. We stumbled upon the Paranormals. I'm gonna come in because I feel like it's really wide and I look like crap. So we decided to make Paranormals because that was an idea that had kind of been on the back burner. We actually shot a pilot for it as a web series in the summer of 2009 while I was writing Getting Outer Space before I went into production on Getting Outer Space. And we had kind of had revisited it since then. And the idea was it would be something quick and easy to do. We originally wanted to do it like a mockumentary, like The Office. And we started it that way, and then I realized in order to do that authentically, I'd have to have a cameraman character present. So like me as the director behind the camera operating is like you have to explain him being there. I'd done that before with our sort of semi-feature making of that we did way back in 2007 while we were in college. But anyway, I kind of felt like I had done that, and I didn't want to get in a box where like if I wanted to get like a beautiful landscape shot or something, I couldn't because it's all handheld documentary. Like I wanted to be able to put the camera where I wanted. So that blossomed. It started as a, hey, my friends are leaving, let's make something before everybody's gone. Oh, here's this funny thing we had way back when, let's just do that. That'll be easy, and maybe it'll be a feature. Like we kind of weren't like setting out to make like a feature film, to make a big movie. It was just kind of like, hey, let's do something. And then over the course of writing it, I think we worked on the script for about 3 or 4 months, and kind of shaped it. And over that period, it got more and more complex as we kind of, wanted to make it authentic and put some heart and some truth into it. It actually originally blossomed into something bigger than we could make, and then we had to scale back, and then we kind of ended up where it is now. Every feature I've done so far has been based off of something I've tried before in a shorter format. Getting Outer Space and Clowns have both been short films. Paranormals was a web series. But Paranormals was different because it wasn't initially kind of my baby. It was Keith Shively, co-writer. It was kind of his idea. Getting Outer Space was a more personal project. It was me trying to put some of my college angst and truth and reality into something personal, tell a story that is funny and dramatic, but also is kind of writing what I know about family and futures and expectations and kind of life goals. But Clowns is really kind of me coming back with a similar approach to Getting Outer Space, where I feel like it's a little bit more me than Paranormals was. It's a little bit more, I guess, personal. I think Getting Outer Space was maybe a little more literal for me. Clowns, it's called Clowns and Robbers. It's got nothing to do with me on the surface. But I think there's a little more truth and honesty in that, and it pulls a little bit more from kind of my head than Paranormals did. So that being said, I guess maybe I've treated it a little different through production and been a little bit more careful with it and a little bit more, it's a little bit more special to me. And that's probably kind of gotten us where we are now. It's part of why it's taking longer. It's part of why it's been more of an emotional drain on me than Paranormals was. It's not something I can kind of quickly knock out. I think by that same standard, though, I also don't really know what I've got, and I won't really know until it's done. Every movie project takes on a life of its own eventually, and it's only, you can try for these things. Like I know some of our early production diaries, like we were kind of having existential conversations about what it's going to be and how it's going to feel and what that's going to mean. I don't know. It'll be interesting to watch. I think it'll, I don't really know. I don't really know anymore. I just know that we're trying harder with this one than we've ever tried before. And I do think it's better than anything we've done before. But I also kind of realized that these three movies, my first three features, Getting Outer Space, Paranormals, and Clowns and Robbers, are all kind of, they have some similar themes. They all deal with kind of growing up and kind of career choices and kind of struggling to find your place and like you're struggling to kind of pursue a dream. Paranormals is a little bit more about not giving up on your dream no matter how crazy it is. Getting Outer Space is a little bit more about kind of growing out of your family and kind of that first step of growing up, like the things that turn you into an adult. And then Clowns and Robbers is more like, I want to say it's more like about finding your voice and kind of like being lost in the mess. Like you kind of wake up one day and you're not where you wanted to be. Which I think is a little bit, you know, it follows me as I'm growing up a little bit. Unintentionally ended up with a trilogy of growing up movies throughout my 20s, which is kind of interesting to look back on. And I think whatever happens next is going to be a big diversion from that. I guess that's all I'll say for now. Not a lot new, but just checking in because I've got a lot of other things to do and I don't want to do them right now. It's crazy how fast time goes now. Like increasingly, like just, whew. This movie's taking a long time.